The Our Shared Vision project is funded by the Big Lottery Fund through their Live and Learn programme. It's been funded for 5 years and we work with parents in a number of preschool settings across Belfast, supporting families from areas of high deprivation so that they can support their child's health and educational development.
We work with the parents during their nursery year with the children, so that's a year of continual engagement with a family learning worker.
We work with parents for better outcomes for their children, looking at areas of health, well-being and literacy and numeracy.
So we use a number of different mechanisms, both operationally and strategically, to look at how we're monitoring the project's development against the objectives that are set. In the first year of the project, it took us some time to look at how best we can measure the impact of the project and how best we can find out from parents what they're interested in accessing. So it was very much trial and error in the first year to see what worked and what didn't work.
Monitoring process starts for the Our Shared Vision project very early on in the year, actually before children start with us. We send out an evaluation form, and it gives me basically an idea of what type of things parents might be interested in doing.
We ask them what support they might need in specific areas around child development, routines, healthy eating, etc., and what other programmes they may want to access, whether it's health and well-being, getting back into education.
It was very important that we were looking at things that we were actually focusing in on the parents. So perhaps it was things like bedtime routines and how children were actually developing and how those situations were improving within the home.
Because there are so many programmes happening in each of the settings, it's important that we have a generic evaluation form, because that can also be added to our database. So the generic evaluations and the end of year evaluations are internal. We also have an external evaluator, and the role of the external evaluator is to gather opinions and views around the Our Shared Vision project from a number of stakeholders.
The amount we spend on external evaluation is quite a small proportion of our overall budget, and it probably equates to about 3%. However, the staff and the amount of time that staff would spend on monitoring would be quite significant. But we see that as an integral part of their role. We see that as an integral part of our planning process.
In the first year, it's always a bit difficult setting these systems in place, but you become very aware very quickly that a lot is going on, and it's really important to capture as much as possible, because the impact is significant on so many families, and it would be a pity to lose that.
I work with 52 families, so it's about trying to ensure that whatever you do with parents, that you're getting the information back from them, because that's always a challenge. I've recently given out my end of year evaluation, which is our biggie really, but school have also done an end of year evaluation that will determine the school development plan, so that it's a challenge. They have just completed one and they're thinking, well, why do I need to complete another one?
I think time has been one of the barriers to monitoring and evaluation.
We knew that it was going to be difficult to collate the information, particularly because we are getting stats, we are getting data on the children, but it's a lot more difficult to get the data and to actually measure the change amongst the parents.
We found that maybe parents were interpreting how we ask the question, they're maybe interpreting it in a different way.
The project has contributed to policy and practice beyond this project by providing us with a very robust system which we can now use within other settings, within other projects.
It has allowed us as a team to reflect on a regular basis about what is working and what is not working, what the impact is for parents, and what we can change and improve to make the experience of the project better for parents. Monitored evaluation has impacted beyond the Our Shared Vision project. We have been asked to share our practice with other schools and other projects.